Hey everybody, it's Ryder. This is my balisong collection of the beginning of 2022. I have 13 balisongs. My collection has grown a lot over a year and 3 months. My last collection video, it's taken down by the way. My last collection video was a year ago, so thought it was a good time to update it. So my collection has definitely grown a bit. I've recently been getting, the past 6 months, so I don't know if it's so recent, I've been getting higher quality balisongs, and in my opinion, it's pretty good. So lowest to high, we're starting with the balio. The balio, it's channeled, it's plastic, it runs on nothing, and it sounds like that. Yeah, so it doesn't sound the best, but there isn't much tap. Like, that's bounce, that isn't really tap. So it basically has no tap. This balisong I probably shouldn't have got, because I should have got something else than the balio, but this balisong is fine. It's fine. It's a pen, and it doesn't flip too well, but I'm guessing a lot of people would only get this because it's a pen. It's whatever, to be honest. I'd recommend getting it, maybe get it to go to school or something. There's not much to say about a pen. We got the OG, the first balisong that, I got, which was a clone. A lot of people start off with clones or CCCs, I swear. Nobody ever starts off with something authentic. It's like, no, it doesn't happen. But this is, it got stainless steel liners, G10 scales, bearings, which might have started my bearing craze, but the bearings on here aren't so good. I could tune it and get it to no tap and no play, but I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing that. Like, it doesn't matter. But this thing, it did me pretty well. It got me really into the hobby. I learned so much on this, and I'm just glad I spent 30 bucks on this. It was probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. So, yes, this thing is amazing. I don't recommend you buying one, though, and this is garbage compared to what you can get today. The Alien. I recently got this as my beater, and I tuned it to perfection, and it's nice. It's a nice looker, right? It sounds great, it flips great. I totally recommend getting this. I got this about a month ago, or bought it about a month ago, and I've had it for 3 to 4 days. I'm pretty impressed. Oh no, my flipping's so off today. Yeah, this is worth the purchase. Not much to say about it. It could go downhill, it could be horrible, it could snap in half. I've only had it for a few days, so I'm still kind of in the honeymoon phase. But so far, pretty good flipper. Pretty good flipper, pretty good beater. The squiddy, I hate the squiddy. The squiddy balance sucks, and it's not fun to flip. Like, it is way too handle biased. It's even more handle biased than the El Mamba clone. Maybe that's because I took off the spacers on the El Mamba, but I don't like the squiddy. The squiddy is a horrible knife to start off with. I don't like this at all. It's a little overpriced for 50 bucks as well, because they break quite easily. they're probably gonna snap where the Zen pins are, near the Zen area. So overall, stay away from the squiddy unless you really like handle bias, but ew. And we got the peony. My other one died, kind of snapped in half. Or not snapped in half. The tang area over here kind of broke. Reason being, I was starting to flip it on concrete like an idiot. Don't flip these on concrete. I already knew that these things... You want to be careful with these. Like, you can flip this on wood and tile and everything. You want to flip it on smooth floors, I suppose. If you flip it on something that's rough, like, it can take hard things, but it can't take rough things. So don't flip it on concrete. You'll break your peony, and that's sad because these things are really nice. Way better than a squiddy. And the old version does not flip as good as the V2. So, you know, it's like only... It's not the same. It's not the same. We got my modded squiddy bee. Oh, tolerances. Tap test is useless because it's flexible. You know, I mean... Yeah, so I can't really show a tap test because it's flexible, so you can just flex the handles. Squiddy bee. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset about the squiddy bee. Squiddy bee is decent. That's all I can say. It's just decent. I mean, it's a little overpriced. It shouldn't be $60. But then again, everything from Squid Industries is overpriced. So, you know, don't ruin the squiddy, please. Although, you'll probably make a design that makes it snap in half. Of course, there's going to be tap. It's a squiddy. There's a lot more play than I thought. I need to tighten the screws. This thing's loose. Anyway, though, yeah. If you want to beat plastic, you can use this. Buy this, I guess. But if you want a good beater, you probably want this. But I've been beating this for a year, so it's a safe call to get that. The glider. This thing was my first quality balisong, and it's not bad. It's the beta, so no bushings. It doesn't sound that great anymore because I flipped this for so long. It needs new washers. I've worn out the washers really bad. These can actually these can actually have no tap, just with washers. It's a really tight balisong. It's really nice, but I lost one of the washers, so one washer's bigger than the other, so it doesn't technically need a bunch of tap. As you can hear, that one handle has more tap than the other. So if I buy new washers, which I can, this thing would have no tap. Glider. Why do people hate on glider so much? I don't understand it. And okay, NRB vortex. This thing blows me away. I don't understand why you would buy, I don't know, anything from Squid that... I can't talk. Anything from Squid that's like 6061 aluminum, not as good as this. This thing can compete with a Mako, a Triton, a Squid Trainer all day long. This thing is just incredibly nice and incredibly nice sounding. I mean, this is great. And other good thing about NRB is Garrett has like an issue with like tap. bushings are perfect. I haven't heard one complaint about it. And it's so tight. It's so tight. I haven't tuned this once. Haven't tightened the screws once. And it's been a month, or not a month. It's been like 2 weeks, and I've been flipping this non-stop. And it just doesn't matter. These don't get loose unless you're like beating this on the concrete. So, NRB Vortex is a must-buy. At this point, a must-buy. Serpent Striker V2. First live blade, and I am so happy I got this. I'm gonna tell you this. Live blades are a good way to stay in the hobby, because balisong flipping starts to get boring when there is not really a challenge anymore. Like, there isn't a challenge when it's just trainers. There's no stake when you're flipping a trainer. Maybe you'll get pinched. Oh no. Live blades give you a reason to, like, I don't know how to phrase this. I don't know, but they give you more of a challenge, and it's a lot more fun to flip. That's the best I'm gonna get it, because I can't speak English very well. Or talk. So, Maxi Serpent Striker, no tap. Like, none whatsoever. Little play. Overall, though, just a great balisong. Ignore my garbage acid wash. You know. I'm a beginner. Atrophis. Freaking Black Mood Kratos 2? Atrophis Black Mood Kratos 2, yep. This was my first balisong with titanium. It's pretty impressive, actually, for 150 bucks. This is, you know, same specs as a rep. And, you know, I've never tried a rep, but in my opinion, this is probably a rep alternative. It doesn't sound exactly right like a rep. You know, it definitely has a different sound. But you'd be able to get the construction, understand the construction and the feel of a rep. Not exactly the flipping or the sound of a rep. But this is good. Worth the buy. Definitely worth the buy. Dang, I'm in a good flow. So, no tap, because it's atrophis. And even if you have tap, you can just send it to get fixed for free. Yeah, this is good. I'm happy this was like my first, I guess, titanium knife, because it's not like overly something, I guess. It's not like overly heavy or overly handle biased or overly blade bias. It's a perfect neutral. I definitely needed this, and I love the fact that I own it. And the Atrophis Fortress 2. This thing is the best deal to get titanium. You can get titanium for 125 bucks. This thing, the trainer version, is 125 bucks, which is an absolute steal. Just an absolute steal. So, definitely pick this one up. Worth the buy, worth the wait. It's gonna take about a month to come, because it's Russia. I've ordered from Russia several times. It's not that bad. People make it sound like a bigger issue than it is. Russia to USA isn't the worst thing in the world. Anyway, this thing's great. No tap. It's actually just a really solid build. There's a little more play than I would like, but, you know, it's whatever. And it sounds quite good. Like, yes, I've heard better balisongs in this price range, but flippability wise, this is probably one of the best you can get under 150. Other than the NRB Vortex, I don't think there's much that flips better than this, except for other atrophis knives. The Konag, NRB Konag. This thing is quite good. I enjoy this a lot. It's a very nutty and clanky sound. I probably should have looped it up. It's a little dry. It's whatever. This thing blows me away. It is so good. Everything from NRB is impressive. Like, just how it feels and how it sounds is so nice. And plus, the balance, you can't complain about the balance because it has a weight system. So you get 4 different, balances. You get a no weights, which is blade bias, like heavily blade bias. You get the smallest weight, which is almost neutral, but with a blade bias. You get the second weight, which is just a perfect neutral, and the third weight, which is a handle bias. And it's not too strong where it's unflippable. It's just the perfect amount of handle bias. But I prefer the neutral balance because I bought this as a competitive flipper, so I'm going to use it as such. Yeah, this is good. Tolerances. Garrett has OCD, so of course it's going to be great. He doesn't actually. Well, I don't know that for sure. But it's good. The Covenant, my grail, my baby. This thing is amazing. I keep on getting new balisongs, and then I'm like, oh, this feels better than my Covenant. Then I flip my Covenant, and I'm like, nah, the Covenant's still better. This thing is so impressive. See, the thing about the Covenant is the more you flip it, the better it is. The reason being is it runs on bearings, and bearings take a little longer than you would think to wear in. So at first, it doesn't have the best tolerances, but the more you flip it, the better it gets. Like, rock solid tolerances over here. Great play, or what was this called? Not play, handle swing. And pretty rock solid tolerances. Like, no movement, no wiggle at all. Feels like a solid piece, which is interesting because this is sandwich. I've never felt a sandwich design feel so solid. This thing is titanium, carbon fiber. It runs on ceramic bearings and Zen pins. So it's going to be alive long term. It's going to keep good handle gap. Longer than tang pins. Even though tang pins would take a while to wear out, Zen pins even longer, which, you know, common fact. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I love this thing. I can't express to you how good this flips. It's nice. Handle bias, by the way. So, this is my collection of 2022, the beginning of 22, or the start. My collection is pretty good right now. I might sell a few knives. I know I'm going to buy a Chab or either a Jerry Hom carbon fiber basculus. And if not the carbon fiber, just the plain titanium one, which is a little more expensive, but this collection is pretty good. So, yeah. Bye-bye. I'm so hesitant. I don't like this.